Kevin Corbett.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters.
Good morning.
It was a beautiful, clear, sunny day. I marveled at what a beautiful day it was. I had taken the day off. It was a huge day for my family. We had an ultrasound. My wife was in and out of the hospital, and she was out at this time, and she was very happy to be so, and I was going to be taking her for an ultrasound. We were at the 7-month mark, and she usually delivers early, so we knew we were within, let's say, a month. So we were very excited. I took my son to preschool. I was dropping my son off at preschool, and then I was going to come back and take my wife. And I always enjoyed when I had an opportunity to take my son to preschool, because you get a chance to see the children playing and all the innocence. It's just, I love doing that. So I was about to say goodbye to my son, and I started heading out, and one of the ladies came in, and she said, a plane just hit the World Trade Center. Everything was kind of hectic, and she really didn't know if it was an accident. It might have been one of those small little planes, so we didn't know what the situation was. So I had to rush home because we had the ultrasound. So when I got in the car, I put the radio on. And I listen in the morning to 660, it's WFAN. I don't think we have it down here. It's an all-sports station. And Imus in the morning is on from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And I listen to Imus to get away from reality. He makes me laugh, he talks politics, he has politicians on and he rips them apart. Great show. Don Imus was telling me that a second plane had just hit the World Trade Center. Tears started coming down my eyes because I knew it was no accident, and I knew that life would never be the same. I got home and my wife was just getting out of the shower, and she had the TV on in the background, and she had seen some smoke. But there was a lot of incidents sometimes on TV where they'll show some smoke, but you don't really know what's going on. So she said, "What's going on? Why do you have tears?" And then I told her, and then we put the news on and heard more about it, and we couldn't believe what was happening. We had to get to our ultrasound appointment, so we went to the ultrasound, and as we walked in, the receptionist said hello, and she was frantic, had tears, and she was on the phone. Her brother-in-law worked in the World Trade Center, and they had not gotten confirmation yet if he was okay. So that was going on. We went into the ultrasound, and we were inside, and it was dark, and it just felt safe. It felt quiet. It was just peaceful. It felt nice because I knew what was going on outside was way different than what was going on in there. And the doctor was doing the ultrasound, and everything looked really good. So it was just so strange, so many emotions going on, because here was life, possible life going on with my son, and outside the receptionist was trying to find out if her brother-in-law had made it. It turned out that he had, which was great news. So we left and we went to go get my son, and then we came home and we put the TV on and we watched the horror that day as the Twin Towers collapsed. That day was filled with shock in the next couple of days. But after that, at least for me and for some people that I know, anger came in. It was like, how could this happen here? How could this happen to us? Where was the FBI and the CIA? It just didn't seem to make sense. Like, people, our country with our capabilities, how this could happen to us. New York united. People lined the streets by World Trade Center and cheered for the policemen, the firemen, for the people that went down there to help get through the rubble. Flags flew everywhere. So these terrorists, they thought that they were going to destroy us. But little did they know that they were actually going to unite us. What has changed? President Bush went right into action, and he actually got all the nations involved. The nations all felt bad for us. They cried with us. And he got a coalition of nations together working towards getting rid of this. Osama bin Laden, which I don't think before this I really had heard of him. All of a sudden, because it was determined that him and the Al-Qaeda network was responsible for this. And it was something I really wasn't familiar with. So that was now something that was all across the news. Afghanistan became such a huge topic, and we went in there and we got rid of terror camps. All of a sudden now there was tight security everywhere. There was long lines at airports. In the city, in New York City, there was, at Grand Central Station, those type of places, National Guard troops, dogs. I mean, it was unbelievable that you see movies about things like this, but to see it really happening, it was mind-boggling. The Department of Homeland Security was established, which was very important because they were going to get all our resources in terms of the FBI, the CIA, to work together. But it seems like a lot of them had outdated equipment and situations like that. So now it was actually going to be one point of focus. So that was very positive. Baseball games. The week before, I had taken my son to his first baseball game, and I brought the camera. It was a huge event for us. Taking pictures. A week later, you couldn't take a camera to a baseball game. I think now things have been a little relaxed, but this was all right then.